You remind me of your name?
Sherry Hunter. I'm president of Calumet Lives Matter.
And you were, I mean, when I got down there a little over a year ago, you were a fierce woman. I remember you were helping organize people in the West Calumet complex. You, like many, were just calling for the city, the state, the EPA to just acknowledge that they messed up and do right by you. We're now well over a year since the first revelations came out. From what I could see, not enough has been done or changed for you guys.
Nothing. Well, the complex is closed. Everybody did get out of there. So they have barbed wire fence around there. But far as Calumet itself, zones 2, nothing's been done. They've steadily taken everything from us. We had a center called Martin Luther King Center. And in that center, we would distribute food out of there for the senior citizens. And the city would, let us do that. Last week, or was it the week before last, he shut it down. No, he would not.
The mayor.
The mayor shut it down. No more distributing of food for the senior citizen out of that building. Plus, he won't let us store our water or distribute the water from that building. Now, that's a neighborhood center, sitting right there in the middle of the neighborhood. So we have to have our water distributed from different churches.
And what's his reason for blocking you from doing that?
Well, outside of his dislike for the area, I don't know. I mean, everybody's trying to understand what's going on. But so far, everything is working out fine. What I'm fighting for now is for Calumet Zone 2 to be revitalized.
So let me explain to the audience. There were 3 zones here that were affected. You got the direct West Calumet complex, which was Zone 1. Then you got Zone 2 and 3, which are more residential. Zone 1, obviously, was the first they paid attention to. Zone 3.
Yeah.
Zone 2, not as much.
Right. Yeah, they looked over at Zone 2. Matter of fact, I forgot what they call it, where there was no money even put up for Zone 2 to help, to fix it up or
Clean up.
Clean up. There was no money for that. So only money they had was for Zone 1 and 3. And no one could understand how did 3 get in it and 2 not. Because everything came from 2. Even the complex. Where it used to be part of 1. It used to be just, Zone 1. Mm-hmm. And then they, once come down McCook, they decided to build on that side by the canal. So we didn't understand how did Zone 2 not get, anything. And Zone 3 ended up with what we should have been getting all the time. Yeah. So
What's really, I mean, there's a lot of things that are troubling, but most importantly, you got, thousands of people, maybe more than that have been sick for years. Now know why. Severe autoimmune issues, cancers, mood disorders, behavioral problems, crime comes from a history of lead. You got arsenic at high levels, bacteria, all these things. There is no programs, Medicare for all. There is no programs, for children with mood issues, behavioral issues. Basically, there's money going to a demolition.
Right. They get all the money for the demolition. In other words, damn the people. We just want this place cleaned up. And basically, when it started out, Zone 1, when they found out about it, which me born here, raised here, I knew about the lead. People my age, we knew. The EPA said that they could fix this area, remediate it. Didn't have to be torn down. But the mayor said, no, I wanted to demolish. So he made that decision because it sits on city land, But, and then we have children. Like, I don't know if you remember, she was on the Al Sharpton show. At that time, I think she was like 3 or 4 years old. She tested 33.3. They live in Vegas now. So a lot of these people, they keep in touch with me because I told them, to inbox me. And they do. I get a lot of the parents whose kids tested positive for lead.
And how they doing now?
She's doing much better. The father, I talked to him, he said, yeah, her lead level has gone down. It's not as high as it was.
Well, go figure when you get out of an environmental shithole. Sorry. things get better.
Yeah, and so that helps. And I like what I'm doing, because the people that's from here, they acknowledge and they thank me all the time. They said, Miss Sheriff, if it wasn't for you, I don't know where we would be, you know. So we fight for them. And right now, like I said, we're fighting to revitalize this area because these people didn't ask for this. This is the city's fault. But they're busy revitalizing areas that don't even need it, and they won't even come over here. They won't even dig up the grass. They won't do anything for us over here.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I see one difference between you and I, and
Hey, what's that? Outside, here and here.
you're a lot better. You're a lot better looking. I live in Manhattan. There was a problem with Legionnaires, fixed in like, I don't know, 5-6 weeks. This is going on. By the way, it's not like this has only been going on a year. This has been going on for decades. It's just they finally had to admit that it was at insane levels. So you're seeing, I mean, it's just racism, straight up.
It straight up is. But how do you call it racism when the mayor of the city is black? You see what I'm saying? This is what I don't understand. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. Because if you look at him, if you go around him and just check him out, he has no blacks with him at all. He only do for and hang with the whites and Hispanics. He does nothing for us at all.
His name's Anthony Copeland. Anthony Copeland is the mayor.
I mean, he closed down the food center. He stopped us from distributing water. So we have to do it in our churches. And the city to this day has not given us not one bottle of water. We just picked up 400 cases of water Thursday from Hammond, Indiana, from one of the schools over there, Scott Middle School. And they said they're going to be doing it all year for us, having a water drive for us all year. This is how we get our water.
And as far as I could tell, they haven't been doing very thorough tests in the homes, testing the water. When I was here last, I think they had tested like 40 homes. I don't think they've tested that many more homes than that.
And that's the problem, yes, because the city says the EPA is holding things up. It's the reason why they can't do anything in our zone. Okay, and the city says no, it's the EPA that's holding things up because they stopped, when they built these, it's like 4 houses they built about 7-8 years ago. EPA stopped them from building homes. They was trying to fix up Calumet then. And so the EPA put a stop to it. And I've talked to the EPA. They said, as long as they're not digging up dirt, they can do whatever they want to these homes. They can revitalize the homes because all they're doing is doing the insides. It has nothing to do with the ground.
Well, I also want to remind the audience, because scary situation, Mike Pence could be president before you know it. He was the governor.
I know.
And in Greentown, Indiana, a white town, media don't like to report about this. Who cares? Who cares about that?
And he's a racist.
Yeah. So Greentown, Indiana, 96% white, had a lead in the water issue. Mike Pence goes down there. It's fixed within 2 months. Mike Pence never came down here. He sent, at the time, the lieutenant governor. Now the governor, Eric Holcomb, has done a little more.
Yes, he has. Holcomb has been here a couple times. So he has done a lot compared to Pence. Pence, from day one, never did anything because he had his eye on the White House.
Yeah, but that's the difference, because you could have verbal diarrhea kind of racism from Trump, or you could have the silent, sounds pleasant.
Pence. Right. Pence, yes. And, I mean, I don't even know why they're looking at it because black people voted for him too, okay? So it shouldn't even be about the color. It should be about individuals. These are people. They didn't ask for any of this that they're getting. So why not try to help them? I mean, when he became vice president, he hurried up and packed up and got out of here and left it for the other guy.
Not only were you didn't ask for it, but you guys were lied to. I saw Lise said nothing about lead issues, lead plants, more.
Yeah, the housing authority, anywhere you move to, you have to have a disclosure line. You have to disclose to people that are applying for an apartment of the dangers that's on this property. There's no disclosure at all. Then you got unqualified people running the housing authority. It's just messed up all the way around. Because here, it's not what you know, in the city of Chicago, especially with this mayor, is who you know. I have no love for the man. He knows it.
So let's broaden it out beyond just the lead. It's not like you guys got national headlines and all of a sudden they're investing in East Chicago, jobs program, training, as they say. They're basically just, all right, we'll do a few artificial things, demolition. They're still keeping you poor. There's no opportunity. They're not delivering opportunity for predominantly.
A partial. They're doing a partial demolition, not a full demolition because of the dust. I don't care if they do partial, a third, or whatever. The dust, you see zone 1 and 2. Only an alley separate them. That dust is going to come over to zone 2. Mm-hmm. It's no way around it.
And I also want to point out, last time I was here, I really stressed this. They forced some residents to move to locations they didn't want to move to. One woman, Demetra Turner, she's unfortunately sick now. They forced her to a dangerous area. She had to quit her job. Basically, they don't tell you there's a lead problem for years. Then they don't help you find new housing. And then you have to quit your job. And you're forced to go to a dangerous neighborhood. I believe she was sent to Joliet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sure when you were here, you heard about the one neighborhood here in East Chicago called the Harbor. They wasn't supposed to send anyone to that area, which is Guthrie and Pennsylvania, because it's gang infested. They sent this young lady and her family to Pennsylvania. They moved them over there. The same day, that night she moved in, they shot up her house. The people, and they were not supposed to send these people over there. But
they alive?
Yeah, they moved them to Argyle Garden in Chicago, which was, But now they're in Gary, and they're in a nice place, she says, much better than where they were. But why did you move them over there in the first place when you were told, HUD told you could not move these people to this area? That's what I'm saying. They're defiant. This housing authority just do whatever they want. Nobody can stop them.
And, HUD director, that brainiac Ben Carson, EPA director Scott Pruitt, they at least came down in body. They came down here. Have you seen increased action from HUD or the EPA?
Nope.
Cleanup?
Nope.
Money distributed?
Nope. None of that. Haven't seen or heard from them since they come out here and made the little picture, take the little picture in front of the Kerry Gosh, or not even walk through the neighborhood to see what's going on. They ride right into Kerry Gosh, into the park lot, get out, go inside, say what they have to say, get in their car, and ride back home.
It's interesting because 59 people got killed the other day. I don't know the count now, 500 something injured. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But there's kind of like a silent murder going on in East Chicago, in Flint, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Florida.
All the minority neighborhoods and cities. It's like it's a slow death for us. It starts with the older people or the young kids or whatever. But you notice all the black neighborhoods in the big cities, there's problems. And the governors, the mayors, or whatever, they don't even focus on those. And the same way here. Well, what's so bad about here is the mayor of our city, he came from this area where they were shooting it up, Block Avenue. That's where he was raised at, right there on Block Avenue. So now all of a sudden he's big stuff. He has no love for Calumet. He still has that Calumet Harbor mentality. So we hope in 2 years he's gone.
So for the audience, if people want to help, if people want to protest, it's a year later, but it's still a crisis from what I say.
It is a crisis. And we're working on something to try to get a big protest, especially with the mayor at his office. That's where we need to do, because I know you were here during the summer, and you don't remember, but you remember by his office how they were tearing up the ground?
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. It's a neighborhood center. You should see it now. It's huge. It's a neighborhood center. Just like Martin Luther King is a center here. He's revitalizing and remodeling every neighborhood center except for ours.
AKA gentrification.
Yeah, yes, yes. All of them, but this one here.